Is this the best plastic tank Games Workshop have ever produced? So, as I said before, this is the Spartan released in the new Horus Heresy box, and it hasn't yet been released in its own standalone boxed set. It does just come on a load of random sprues in the box set itself. 6 sprues, in fact. And these 4 are very big. I do wonder if the standalone release is going to be some sort of dual build kit. Maybe it'll build the... Oh, what's the one with the Cerberus tank destroyer, or maybe even the one with the big Typhon. That's it, the Typhon big bomber. I can never remember the name of that. Typhon bomb tank? What's the name of the Typhon? Or is it just the Typhon? Anyway, I like the Spartan. I've always enjoyed the Spartan. It's a nice big chunky tank based on a Land Raider, but bigger. Anyway, that's enough waffle. Let's jump in and have a goosey gander. Okay, so we have here our little on-sprue review of the new Spartan assault tank that comes with the new Age of Darkness Horus Heresy set, and we can see that it comes on not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 individual sprues. So let's put these aside and have a little looky at what we getty. And I don't know why I say it like that, I sound a bit like a fool. A foolie even. Okay, so the first sprue we have is this track sprue, and we know it's the track sprue because it's got all the tracks on it, and that is attractive. However, there is this one thing here. Looks about the size of a Rolo. Would you give anyone your last Rolo? Not if it was this piece, because we probably need it for the build. But on here we can see all the individual nice flat tracks. Some more up here. Individual links, lots of individual links. And over here we can see the exhaust part section, which comes in a few pieces. We have some chunky pieces. I imagine this is the floor. I think this is the top weapon mount, you know, the one that pivots. Not sure what this is. Looks like it might be something to do with the rear of the tank. Again with this, these look like the sockets where you'll put your exhaust. These will probably go in there to there. We can also see our individual weapons for this Rolo turret, which I'm now going to refer to it as. Heavy flamers and some things. Are they las cannon as well? Not sure. There's the las cannon. So they're the heavy bolters. I do apologise for my stupidity. So 3 weapon options on this frame. Right then, we're now on to this sprue, which is quite a nice sprue. On here we can see our 2 doors, which come with the iconography. Interestingly, it looks like... No, I do tell a lie. I thought you got more Horus eyes than you did Imperial gubbins, but I can see another one there. And nicely, you get a different sort of Imperial gubbin here. We'll flip that over and have a look in a moment. But you can see the Spartan tracks go together in a few different pieces, and it looks like it's going to be quite interesting trying to put this thing together straight. I imagine it's not too hard, else they wouldn't have done it. It's got to be easier than the resin one, eh? Couple of arms here, not sure what they're for. I imagine that's for the tank commander. There's a pointing hand if you fancy one. Here we can see his gamepad and note boy, or Game Boy and notepad, the correct terms. So let's flip this over. Have a look at these bits. So there you go. There's your nicely detailed Imperial and Sons of Horus logos for your doors, if you so wish to use them. And that has some 3D detail on the screen, which I didn't expect to see. Reminds me of that Gene Stealer cult kit. And we still have the nice textured door interior from many moons ago on the first Land Raiders. Next up, we have this lovely looking piece, and I do like how chunky this part of the Spartan is. It's the top piece, obviously. Here's your door. Here's the other door of the opening section. I don't think it's got the gearing in to make it open as one piece anymore. I might be wrong. And these appear to be the interior side sections. I imagine that's the bottom of the ramp, and that's the top of the Rolo turret there. I thought that bit would be separate, you know, but it's not.
Interesting. Flip it over, have a look. Same detail, but we see a few more things such as this lighting mechanism, not sure what that's for. Interior detail, the door which opens up like this with a dovetail in it, not sure the correct term for that sort of door. And that's about it for that sprue.
So whilst looking at the Spartan sprue, if you take a look at the top hatch sprue, this one here, and look on the underneath, it says if you're enjoying this video, then please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. That means you, Richard. If you are enjoying the content here on the channel, then please consider joining the Patreon, the link to which is in the description below or up here somewhere.
Okay, here's a nice big sprue. These are nice big panels, and I thought that was a barrel, but we have yet more tracks on here, and these are very thin looking pieces. There's been quite a lot of effort being put into the engineering of this kit, as it's broken down into some very strange parts. But you can see here the little clips for the sponsons when they go on. More parts of the exhaust here, an individual track wheel here, another one here, another one here, and there's the back end with a nice bit of texture on there. We can't model the doors open now, I'm afraid. And on the other side, we have pretty much what you'd expect to see. No strange details popping out. This is all the assembly side of things. Moving on now to the hatch sprue, which I've got upside down. There you go. So this is a very nice sprue. I really like this. This is a massive improvement to the old one, and this one is absolutely chock-a-block of bits, especially as we get another front ram we can stick on another old Rhino just to bring it in to the Heresy aesthetic. We have the Havoc launcher, a couple of heads over here. There's your Mark II helmet, multi-melter, searchlight, melter gun, bolters, a Volkite of sorts, heavy bolter, heavy flamer. I think that's part of the missile launcher. Another missile launcher here, maybe that's the Hunter Killer. Smoke launchers, this appears to be some sort of swivel mount. Lots of different pots. I was going to call them pots. What are these? Not lids. What's the name of this bit? I can't remember. I can't remember the name of it. Not lids. You know what I mean. Lots of these turret hatches. Hatch lids, that's the word. Heavy flamer over here. What else do we have on here? That's pretty much it. So loads and loads of different weapons. We still have our old towing hooks or lifting hooks if you fancied building a diorama of your Spartan being lifted up. And there's your pintle mount there. Don't get many pintle mounts. Lots of different weapons though. And the next sprue we have is our Land Raider sprue. So apparently this can build just a single double las cannon, if that makes any sense. And on here we can see our double las cannon, double las cannon, double las cannon, double las cannon. Are they one piece? No, they are two piece. All the parts of the barrels here. These are your sponson shield mount things, as it were. Here are your power blocks, as I like to call them, and I guess they are the ones for the singles. Also parts for where your rotating mechanism will fit through the hole and spin. There's your little sensor package, goes on the top. Looks like the robot from the new Star Wars game. I say new, it's a couple of years old now. Something to do with Jedis. Funnily enough, that game was. I think it was called BD08 or something. Looks like that, but with legs. Someone will let me know in the comments below. And of course, we get lots of wires to connect them up. I left them off on my Spartan, my resin one, as they were all warped to God knows where and impossible to put together. But on the other side, we have more of the same, obviously. Some detail here. Not sure what these tiny little squares are for. They look very easy to lose, and we must make sure we don't lose them during assembly.
So all these frames comprise of the Spartan. What did you think of that? I myself am Vemveli. My name is Vemveli today. I myself am very relieved it's now in plastic and not that resin kit. A lot of people struggle building the resin version of the Spartan. It's not as bad as the old one because the tracks are now built into the current one. even though it's probably gone off sale. Has it gone off sale? Did you purchase the new Horus Heresy set to get your hands on the new Spartan? You can see that I have. Do you think this plastic one's going to be a good replacement for the resin one? And I think I've already answered this question. What variant would you like to see next based on the Spartan sprues? Do you think it'll be a dual build box, or do you think they'll be their own separate releases? You know, the Cerberus tank destroyer, or the Udder Milker, as it looks like, or the Typhon Heavy Bombard. Was that the name? Typhon Heavy Bombard? Oh, I need to go away and Google this first. Anyway, if you want to see some more Horus Heresy themed unboxing videos, then check out the playlist up here somewhere. As always, thank you very much for watching, and always remember to drill your barrels.